Okay, part 2 of this video. Sorry, even though I had paused the recording to go use the bathroom, when my husband sent me a text, it stopped the recording, so I'm having to do a part 2 because I don't want to have to start all the way back over because I was already so far into it. Okay, so back to the baby book. Once again, I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. Thank heaven for little boys, and my husband bought his baby book. And my husband is in this baby book, listed as the dad. Because he is the dad. He has adopted him. My son has his last name. But even when I started this baby book, I still knew I wanted him to be the dad. I started the baby book 3 weeks after Christian was born, and at this time, me and Nick were already married, and he was already a great dad. And my ex, I knew I didn't want him in the picture, because if you can beat me, you can beat the child. So I'm going to read y'all the baby book. Okay, originally his name was Nicholas Christian. In the beginning, when I first found out that it was a boy, I did name him Christian. But I had changed it to Nicholas because Christian was the name that me and Kenny had picked out. So I had changed it to Nicholas after my husband, whose real name is James Nicholas, but he's went by Nick his whole life. But Christian was the name that I had used from the time I found out I was pregnant, from the time I found out it was a boy, up until about 3 days before I gave birth. And my mom really wanted me to use Christian, so we did. We started using Christian, and now I'm glad because I love that name. So, all about my mommy. My mommy's full name is Tabitha Jean Haynes Miller. Haynes being my maiden name. But everyone likes to call her Tabby, which is true. My nickname was Tabby. Her birthday is September the 20th, 1990. And she was born in Arab. And she grew up in Falkville. She went to school at Falkville High School. After school, she decided to be a stay-at-home mom and wife. Some people say that I inherit some of mommy's traits. Everything. He looks just like me. My daddy's full name, James Nicholas Miller, but everyone calls him Nick. His birthday is 1/14/1980, and he was born in Fort Payne, Alabama, and grew up in Fife. He went to school at Fife High School. After school, he decided to go to college. He finished 1 year in college. Some people say that I inherit some of Daddy's traits. Loving football. Even at 8 infant, my son loved to watch football. He would sit there and watch it with him the entire game. And I will show you all the pictures I used for these. This is the picture I used for me, and this picture my husband took of me. And then this is the photo I used of my husband. Okay. Our family tree, mommy's family. On mommy's mom's side, great-grandmother Sharon Jean Sandlin, great-grandfather Shirley Sandlin, great-grandmother Jeannie Sandlin. My mom went by Jeannie, but her real name was Shirley Jean. So if y'all didn't realize, I my middle name was named after my grandmother and my mother. On dad's side, on my dad's side. Great grandmother Charlene Haynes, great grandfather Ray Haynes, and then grandfather Johnny Haynes. Siblings: Natasha Haynes, Tanya Haynes, and Tyler Glover. And Brandon Zachary Barber. Zachary was a boy that my dad's first kid, but I've never met him. But I still list him as a sibling because he is my brother, and I know he is because him, my mom, my dad, and the girl, his mother Amanda, had a paternity test after he was born. So he is my brother. So cousins: Ashley, Bubba, Christopher Ray, Amanda, and Betty. And yes, I left off the cousin that raped me. Okay. Nick's daddy's family tree, daddy's mom's side. Great grandmother, I don't know her real name. We always just called her Mama McAnally. Grandfather Doug McAnally. And then grandmother Sandy Miller. Great grandmother on dad's father's side. Sheba Miller. And great grandfather, again, didn't know his name. We always just called him Papa Miller. And just gonna elaborate on this. Sandy's mom passed away when Christian was 4 months old, and Charles's dad passed away when Christian was 5 months old, and my mom passed away when Christian was 6 months old. On dad's siblings: Jeremy and Seth, Amy and Brandon. Okay. And I'm gonna break this down. Okay. Jeremy and Nick, original last names were Hicks. Sandy was married to their biological dad, James Hicks. And when Nick was 2 years old and Jeremy was 1.5 years old, Sandy left him because he was an alcoholic and did drugs, and she didn't want that around her kids. When the boys were like, say, Nick was like 7, Sandy met Charles. Charles treated them like he was own, and then he adopted them. So, by law, he's their dad, and they do call him dad. And then there's Seth. Seth is Charles and Sandy's son together. Now, Seth is only 20. Seth is only 21. Now, Sandy was not expecting to get pregnant with Seth. She didn't think she could get pregnant again because they never used condoms. So for 6 months, the doctors thought Seth was a tumor, and then they finally realized that it was a baby. Nick was 15 when Seth was born, so definitely a big age gap there. So it was definitely starting over. And then cousins: Tiffany, Christy, Heather, and Tabitha. Okay, and I told y'all I was going to show y'all an ultrasound. Now, I do not have an ultrasound of when I found out it was a boy. Kenny wrote up all of my ultrasounds, and this ultrasound was the only one I was able to save So, here is the ultrasound. And if you can't tell, he is laying upside down in my stomach. Now, here is his little head. And then his spine and his back. And right there is the little heartbeat. And here is his little leg. And as you can tell, let's see. I was 20 weeks and 3 days when this ultrasound was done. And Mommy and Daddy are having a baby. The day they discovered Mommy was pregnant, January the 1st, 2009. Mommy was so happy, and I was. My due date was September the 22nd, 2009, but I was born on September the 3rd, 2009. Mommy was induced. Mommy and Daddy's first reaction was happy. And I said happy because I was happy and Nick was also happy to be Christian's dad. The first people that they told the news to were Mom's dad and Aunt Tanya, which is true. After my dad, the second person I told was my twin sister. And I didn't put the other people on there. Mommy and Daddy first heard Mommy's heartbeat when Mommy first heard my heartbeat when Mommy was 10 weeks. Mommy was so happy to hear it, but also sad to find out that she lost my twin brother. Mommy first felt me move when she was 5 months. She was sleeping and I scared her. Mommy had many favorite foods that she enjoyed. Ice cream and pickles, Subway and McDonald's. I craved Subway and McDonald's like crazy. I always wanted that. When I was growing, Mommy gained 21 pounds. And I didn't do the Daddy gained. Mommy and Daddy read many helpful books and took special classes to prepare for my arrival. Now, Kenny was very strict, like he didn't even want me going to my doctor's appointment because the doctor was a guy. But I did read the What to Expect When Expecting book. It's about to happen. Mommy's labor pains began Wednesday the 2nd at 9 p.m. Yes, they induced me at 9 p.m. at night and lasted till 1:15. I did not dilate good, and for 15.5 hours I was not dilated enough to have an epidural. So by the time I was dilated enough, I just said the hell with it and went natural. I was born at 1:15 p.m. Thursday the 3rd and was delivered by Dr. Sheffield. Mommy's reaction was very happy you was here and so glad to finally get to see you and see that you was healthy and was a cute baby. Now, I told Nick that Christian was supposed to be a twin, and he is the one that had the bear made. So, during the time that I was in the hospital and getting ready to have Christian, the Christopher bear was there with me. When they handed me Christian for the first time, and I also was holding Christian and the Christopher bear. because I didn't want to forget that that would have also been his birthday. Sorry, I get really emotional when I talk about Christopher because he was my son also. Daddy's reaction was very happy you was here and glad to finally meet you. Now, because at the time Nick was not his dad and we was not married, his work would not let him off. So he actually didn't get there till an hour after I had Christian. But when he walked in the hospital, he automatically took him away from me and was holding him and talking to him, and it was so cute. The people there to see me arrive was Natasha, Mom's sister, Jenny, Mom's mom, Johnny, Mom's dad, and Aunt Peggy. My twin sister came the next day. She was at my aunt's and could not get to me. Oh, look at me. My name is Nicholas Christian Miller. Now it's Christian Nicholas. It is special because I am named after Daddy and my great-grandfather. We also used Ray because that was my dad's name and my grandfather's name. But I took it out because my dad took that right away when he started doing drugs again. I arrived at 1:15 p.m. on September the 3rd, 2009. My weight, 5 pounds, 2 ounces. My length, 21 inches. My eye color was bluish green after filing. My hair, if I had any. He had one strand and kind of looked like a mohawk, and that was it. Everyone thought I looked like Mommy at first. Then I started looking like my older sister, Aaliyah. Aaliyah is Nick's daughter, my stepdaughter. I have two, Brianna and Aaliyah. And my son does look like her. It is weird, but people say the longer you're around somebody, the more you start looking like them. And they've been around each other for 6.5 years. So, that's how long I've been married. Me and Nick got married when Kristen was 3 weeks old. Okay, my homecoming. My first day home was busy, and the weather was raining. Mommy dressed me in a special outfit that your dad got you. My new address was 855 Hogjaw Road, Arab, Alabama. That's where we lived with my aunt. My room was decorated with wonderful things. My aunt only had a 2-bedroom house, and there was a lot of us living there at the time, so we got the 2nd bedroom because we had the kid. So you slept with Mommy and Daddy, didn't have your own room. My first day home was very busy because everyone came over and saw me my first day home, and all wanted to see me and hold me. For students that came to see me, everyone in Mommy's family, other than Joey. Gifts and cards. Your Nana, Jenny's friend, got you a playpen, outfit, and diapers. Nene got you outfits, new car seat, bouncer, and a lot of more stuff. Nene is Nick's first wife and also Christian's godmother, and the mother of my stepkids. The president was Obama. Favorite TV shows, Family Guy. A gallon of gas was $2.45. A movie ticket was $7. A gallon of milk was $2.86. Diapers, about 6 something. Postage stamp was about 40 cents. My pediatrician at the beginning, it was Michael Sheldon, but when he was 6 months old, we finally moved to my husband's hometown in DeKalb County, and his doctor became Dr. Isabel. Okay. His first month, October the 3rd, height 20, weight 5 pounds 4 ounces, sleeping pattern, wakes up every 3 hours, eating habits every 3 hours. Places I went: to Georgia to meet my sisters and Aunt Nene. At that time we used aunt because he didn't really know what a godmother was. November the 3rd, height 21 pounds, weight 6 pounds 2 ounces, sleeping patterns most of the night, eating habits every 4 to 6 hours, new discoveries I have made, smiling, kicking, putting my hands in my mouth. December the 3rd, height 24 inches, weight 11 pounds 2 ounces, sleeping patterns still most of the night, eating habits 2 to 3 hours, new discoveries I made, kicking and holding his hands. January the 3rd, 4 months old, height 24 inches, weight 12 pounds 15 ounces, eating habits every 2 hours to 6 hours, new foods I like, oatmeal, new discoveries I made, trying to sit up. 5 months, February the 1st, height 25 inches, weight 12 pounds 4 ounces, sleeping patterns all night, eating habits, baby food, morning, evening, and nights, and formula in between. New foods I like: sweet potatoes, green bean, carrots, peas, and peaches. New discoveries I made: how to roll over and that I had feet. My accomplishments: learning to sit up. Special memories: Mommy, Daddy, me, and Aunt Tanya moved to our new place. That was when he was 5 months old. 6 months milestones. Date: March the 1st, 25 inches, still 12 pounds 4 ounces, still sleeping all night, eating habits, my baby food, and sometimes formula. New discoveries I made: rolled over from my back to my stomach, and to my stomach to my back. My accomplishments: rolling over. And then this is a photo of Daddy and him. Seven months milestone. April the 3rd. Height 26 inches. Weight 15 pounds. Eating habits: all kinds of baby food 3 times a day. New discoveries: how to reach for things. My accomplishments: pulling up on things. And then there is a photo of him. Ain't he adorable? At this time, at 7 months old, he finally quit using a passy by himself. He just one day didn't want to take it anymore. 8-month milestone. May the 3rd. Height 29 inches. Weight 20 pounds. New discoveries I made: starting to crawl. Places I have went: Georgia. And then here is a photo of me and him. Look, baby. 9 months milestone. June the 3rd. Height 29.5 inches. Weight 6 pounds 1 ounce. Eating habits: baby food 3 times a day and bottle. New foods I like, everything. He loved all of his baby food. New discoveries I made, crawling. New accomplishments, crawling. And then here is another photo. And just look at that adorable smile. 10 months milestone, July the 3rd. Height 31 inches. Weight 7 pounds 2 ounces. Eating habits, everything mommy and daddy eat, and also baby food. At this time he had a good bit of teeth. And his still accomplishments is crawling and standing up and walking around stuff, learning to walk. 11 months milestone, August the 3rd. Height 31 inches. Weight 7 pounds 4 ounces. Still sleeping patterns all night. Eating habits, everything mommy eats, along with my baby food and milk. New accomplishments, still trying to learn to walk. Watch me grow, 12 months milestone. Date, September the 3rd. Height, 34 inches. Weight, 8 pounds 7 ounces. Yes, my baby is tall. Sleeping patterns all night. Eating habits, everything mommy and daddy eat, along with my baby food. And at this time he started drinking regular milk. New discoveries, how to stand on my own, still trying to learn to walk. My first smile, when I was 2 months old, mommy loved it. My first tooth, when you was 5 months old, even though he started teething when he was 2 months old. My first bath, when I was 6 weeks old, you didn't like it at all, but then he started to love it. My first friends, my sisters. All of my first, when I first slept through the night when you was 3 months old, smiled when you was 2 months old, found my hands and feet, hands at 3 months, feet at 4 months, laughed out loud when I was 2 months old, clapped my hands at 3 months old, rolled over when I was 3 months old, almost 4, sat up alone 5 months, crawled when you were 9 months, ate solid food when you were 8 months, stood by myself when you were 11 months and 12, took my first steps when you was a year and a half, was able to sing along when you was 21 months old, waved bye-bye at 12 months old, danced when you was 14 months, kid loved to dance, spoke my first words. You can say dada, mommy, Nini, bye-bye, bye-byes, hey, and lots more at 14 months. Dress myself. You started trying to dress yourself at the age of 4 years old. Done a pretty good job. Draw a picture. You are drawing at 21 months. He loved to draw. Wrote my own name at 3.5 with mommy's help. My first haircut when you was almost 8 months old, and again he still just had his mohawk. My first steps when you were 12 months old, mommy cried, you're getting so big. My first outing with mommy and daddy. You was 2 months old, we went to Walmart. My first trip to the movies, you did not go to the movies till you was 5.5. On my first vacation, I went to South Georgia. Nene took him with the girls to South Georgia for a family reunion with her family, and he enjoyed it. I went with Nene, Bree, Lily, and at the time, Nene's husband, Warren, and he called him War. Some fun stories at our adventure. I was scared to put my feet in the water. I only wanted to be held by Nene or my sisters. They had a blow-up slide, and at first I was scared to go down it with my sisters. He was a year and a half when they went on this vacation. Holidays and celebrations. A special holiday for my family is Christmas. My first celebration was on Christmas, and Halloween. I looked so festive wearing an outfit that said Baby's First Christmas that Nene got me. The day was spent busy. I spent morning with Mommy and Daddy and evening with Nene, Brianna, and Leah because they also got him Christmas. Some family traditions. Opening everything. Aunt Nene went to family's house, Nene's family. Friends and family that were there, everyone in Mommy's family, and also everyone in Aunt Nene's family. The morning and then the evening with them. Some of my favorites. The toys that I loved to play with. Elmo. His Elmo toy he loved. I had a blanket to help me get to sleep every nap time and night time. The blanket was a Spider-Man blanket that his younger sister gave him. She had two. She loved Spider-Man. My favorite color at the time was red. Songs that I loved for Mommy and Daddy to sing to me were Amazed, because that was one of mine and Nick's songs. My favorite babysitter was Nene. Some of my favorite foods were green beans, sweet potatoes, carrots, peas, peaches. Now you like chicken and fried potatoes. My favorite stories were your sissy, Bree, and Leah read to you. My favorite TV friends were watching football and Dora. And here is a photo of him with his Nene, and as you can tell, she loves him a lot. And as y'all all know, as I've said, Christian was adopted, so technically Nene and the girls did not actually have to accept Christian, but they did, and that's why she loved him. She loves him so much, and she bought him so much stuff, and I loved making her his godmother, and it made her day. And I love that the girls accepted him too. Happy birthday to me. My very first birthday. I celebrated my big day. You had two parties. One was September the 5th, 2010 with Mommy, Daddy, and Daddy's family. The other was September 11th, 2010 with Nene and her family. We went to both. Many friends and family were there. Your dad's brother, his wife at the time, your granny, your pawpaw, your Uncle Seth, and Mommy's friend LaKana. Some special gifts I received. Daddy got you a Bama hat. You loved it and kept it on, and just some little toys. And then we had the birthday at Nene's, and he got a lot of stuff. My second birthday, September the 3rd, 2011. I celebrated my big day with Mommy, Daddy, watching the Bama game. We had a party September the 17th. My friends and family were there. Aunt Tasha, Uncle Fred, and Uncle Tyler. Special gifts I received. Uncle Tyler got you a Spider-Man bike that you loved and you wanted to play on it all the time. At that time, he couldn't pedal, so Uncle Tyler spent all day pushing him. I celebrated my third birthday. I celebrated my big day, September the 3rd. Many friends and family were there. Aunt Bonbon, Uncle Justin, Pawpaw, Uncle Tyler, and Brayden. And when I say Pawpaw, I mean my dad. Some special gifts I got. Aunt Bonbon got you a fire truck, a race car. Mommy and Daddy got you a Nook tablet. My fourth birthday, I was sick, so the birthday was only spent with Mommy and Daddy. Special gifts I received was cars, trucks, and superheroes. My fifth birthday, I celebrated on September the 1st, 2014 at Fort Payne Park. My friends and family were there. Mommy, Daddy, Bonbon, Pawpaw, my dad, Mama, my dad's new wife, Brandon, his wife and kids, which was a friend of my husband's, Brittany, which is another friend that worked with my husband, Jaden and Karma. Some special gifts I received. Brandon got you some Ninja Turtle stuff. Brittany got you a big Ninja Turtle van. Aunt Bonbon also got you a Ninja Turtle toy and also a army toy. Mommy and Daddy got you a Ninja Turtle toy and a new tablet. My first day of school. The first school that I attended was Savannah Elementary School in Savannah, Alabama. On my first day, I wore a Avengers shirt, blue jeans, and shoes. My teacher's name was Miss Hitchcock. I had 17 classmates. I learned to write my name, count all the way to 100, which he already pretty much knew. My favorite part of the day was going outside and playing. Some of my best friends were Katie, which he calls his girlfriend, Hunter, Thomas, Dakota, Alex, and Gage. At school, I had so much fun during center time, singing the American flag or the Pledge of Allegiance, singing songs during school, singing the cleanup song when we cleaned up our toys. And here is a picture of him, his first day of school. And I cried. Okay. A letter from Mommy. Dear son, you're my everything. I loved you with all my heart and soul. When I found out I was having you, I was so happy. I love feeling you move when you was in Mommy's belly. It was so cool for me. Mommy found out I was having a boy when I was 5 months. I was so happy. Mommy always wanted a little boy. I love you with all my heart and soul. You was my everything before I even had you. And when I saw you, I fell in love with you. I cried when I heard you cry the first time. When they handed you to me, I broke down. I was so happy that you was here and okay. I loved you and only wanted the best for my little boy. And want to make sure you got everything you needed. A letter from Daddy. To my son. When you get this baby book, you will be 18, and you will probably already know that I adopted you. I fell in love with you the moment I met your mom and you were in Mommy's stomach. I would talk to you and you would kick like crazy. When I was on the phone with Mommy, you would kick like crazy. When I first held you in my arms after you were born, I was so happy I cried. I always wanted a little boy, and I finally got that. You are everything to me, and you always will be. I am so happy that I get to be your daddy and get to raise you. Right now, you are 2 years old, and you are a daddy's boy, and I love it. Remember, Daddy always loves you, and I would do anything for you. I am so happy to be your daddy, and I'm so happy that your mommy chose me to be your daddy. I wouldn't change being your daddy for the world. I love you so much. Love, Daddy. Notes, keepsakes, and photos. Hey, Nicholas, Aunt Bonbon loves you because you are everything. Love always, Aunt Bonbon. Brianna and Aaliyah. We love you, Bubba, and are so happy to have a little brother finally. Nene. I love you so much. I am so glad I get to be your godmother, but more than that, I get to watch you grow up, and I can't wait to see what you become. So that is that. So we are at being married for 6.5 years. We'll be married for 7 years, September the 28th, 2009. What else? I also suffered from depression and anxiety, and I ended up going into treatment for that a month ago, and I am better now, and I'm doing great. So my stepdaughters are 15 and 13 now. Nene is still Christian's godmother, and I love her to death. I also suffer from endometriosis, and I've had 6 surgeries. I'm also going to say, when I first married my husband, I was terrified about becoming a stepmom. I didn't know how they would feel, but I love my stepdaughters to the moon and back, along with my son. I love them equally, none less, none more. So that is my full story, so enjoy.